Alright, toy fans. So, I'm here. I had done a live build of this, and I've had some time to kind of play with it, check things out, and all in all, pretty solid set. There are some things, obviously, that probably if you're wanting it for a specific reason, you're going to have to rework. I mean, that's just kind of the heads in on it. And I'm going to go ahead and let you know. We'll look at that as we get into the toy, as we get in towards the end of the review. But all in all, for pricing for what we're getting on this, and it being Mould King, this is not a bad set. And what I do enjoy about this set versus some of the other Mould Kings, now we have a lot of Mould King sets that are cars, and they are varied on scale. Now, I've had Mould King in the back, I've had Mould King for boats, I've had Mould King for piers and a pier and pub. And, I got those things, I think, last year. Pretty good stuff. All in all, not a bad company. I do love that their stickers, they divide stickers up so stickers do not go over multiple parts, which is always a key thing for me. This follows with that. It has stickers that do not go over parts, stickers that are easy to apply. For the most part, solid build. There's not anything too crazy about this. There are a few areas in the car that probably need to be addressed. One area on the building that needs to be addressed. Well, two technically for the actual scenery. But what we're getting is we're getting a car and a bit of scenery. Let's look at the box first, okay? We want to start there and see what we got. So with our box, we have this nice sort of, look here where you've got the Hurican STO. It's a Porsche, right? It's in purple with some orange on there. And it is pretty cool. It's got the Mould King labeling up here. We got Wasteland Street. So this is obviously some sort of back alley street that's all damaged. We got a bird. We got a cat over here, though you can't see it. We get this thing here. They never really show you what's there at the first part of it. We get this up on the top that tells us it's a mini world build. We get kind of dimensions of it. Here on this part of the box, we get a nice frontal view of everything. So we get this broken barrier over here. We get some building stuff here. We get to see the cat. We get to see the car and the cat together. And all in all, like, if I was not going to incorporate this into a world as a standalone piece, I do feel like this is a really solid build. I really enjoyed it. All in all, the book, kind of standard size for Mould King books. They don't go too in depth as far as like what becomes what. They do have all the bags being opened at once. That's something to keep in mind. They do not separate the car from the background. Everything is built all at once, which is not bad, but it's also, it can be kind of nerve-wracking when you've got a lot of parts, because you have to think about it. This is 601 pieces all dumped into one bin at once. So that was a little wild. There's also, let me find it here. Much like Mould King, if you've never gotten a Mould King item, I'll go ahead and show you in here if I can find it. There is this really weird, right here, this really weird thing where you have, instead of having a slope, which is a step slope, you have the slope and then you have to put a piece inside. So normally that would be molded as one thing. Mould King, they have it to where it's essentially, it's like kind of, how do I put it? You have to put it together yourself. Whereas other manufacturers, they usually mold it as one item solely. And that's one of those things that can be aggravating, like here, when you have a part that doesn't necessarily snap into place all the way. Alright, so this is the actual build. All in all, it is a nice build. Now, it's set to be a modular, even though the back of this is still rather open. It's not the best, but you can get in there and do and play things. There were some pieces left over. I just kind of stuck them in there so that way it didn't have to go searching for them later. all the pieces are compatible with major brands, so that's not something that you have to worry about as far as like, will this fit my Lego? Yes. Will it fit my Luma bricks? Yes. Will it fit Make It blocks? Of course. Slubon, I'm sure it'll fit with Fantasy as well. You got, oh man, all the brands. You know, I'm sitting there thinking about it. There's like Power Bricks, Mega Constructs, Brickcraft, you name it, Block Tech, all this will fit together. So it is standard bricks. Clutch power wise, for the most part, a lot of their stuff holds really, really well. Mould King does tend to have a few clutch problems with certain pieces. So some of their tiles tend to be a little bit looser than their plates. Plates tend to be a little bit tighter fits than some of the blocks. So you have areas where you might be kind of finger forcing pieces on versus other areas where you do not. There's also a few weird sizing issues where some of their doors are a little bit bigger than standard doors, but they're shorter, but they're wider. Now, this has one of the doors here. You can use it with other block kits and stuff. That's fine. It's just their doors are going to be a little awkward. For the most part, this build is incredibly nice. I'm glad to have another cat in. I'm glad to have, you know, some extra flags. We get clips that clip to nothing, which I thought was kind of weird. And we do get this really cool car. Let's look at the playset part first, the actual scenery. Now, scenery-wise, we do get some transparent plates here. And the transparent plates, they are set up to be kind of like water that's gathered down from this pipe. And the way that we're doing the pipes and stuff, it's actually really nice. Like, we do stickers here. So we do have anything that's got printed stuff on it is actually a sticker. Their stickers, they hold really well. We get a little bit of a building here that we can go into. The one problem is that this is not set where we have jumper plates where we can pull this off easily. Instead, it is meant to hold and be still as it is. One area right here, so we put a bracket here with a little, was it a 3x5 branch or tree leaf here, and that's supposed to anti-stud right here underneath the roof. It does not hold very well, so oftentimes when you're moving this, that tends to break off, and that's something to keep in mind. That is definitely one aggravating part of this build, is this does not want to fit. There are ways that you could rebuild that in order to get that to fit correctly, but in the initial instructions, it does not want to do what it's supposed to do. And even now, it still kind of wants to break off. Also, this over here, I love the idea of us having this kind of street corner piece here, which is nice. But it's not studded over here, and it's loose here. So once you put it here and you set it down, that can move and break off very easily. I really do feel like this should have been something that we could have, like, instead of having a 6x6 tile here, which we do get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's 4, 9 of these plates. We probably should have gotten 8 and done another part of the build here where we could have put a plate in and had this where it was a little bit more secured. As of right now, it's only held by one stud, and it does like to come up quite often. Again, there's that leaf. Every time I fix it, it's like, leave me alone. Other than that, all the other parts of this build, as far as this, are pretty solid. There is this awning here for the most part. The studs do hold on to everything very, very well, even though that these are hooked on in a way that they should break off easily. This lamp here, now I will go ahead and tell you, this lamp I did go ahead and rebuild. Initially, the first thing they wanted us to do in the instructions was to put this bar into this and then put this up here and then set this on top. But that left that being very weak. So if you get this, an easy thing to do is go ahead and put your 1x1 barrel. So we have a hole there. Put your 1x1 barrel there. Take this, shove it down in there till it stops. And now you have a stop for the top of your light. It's a little bit shorter, but it works so much better. We do get, of course, the 1x1 barrel bricks with 3 leaves for bamboo there. We get some areas here where we're using a headlight snot brick here and putting a reverse bracket on there in order to get this on here. All in all, this is a nice build. No doors over here, but we do get some windows. And in the back, we get these graded panels here, which are nice. I actually need to order some of these for some other build pieces, but everything here is rather quality for what we're getting on our build. It is a fairly nice build and fairly solid. There is a little bit of a weak point here where we probably should have put some sort of plate across here to tie it all together. It could have been a 16 and then a 6 or an 8, and I'd have to count the studs on it. But we should have had something that made that a little bit stronger. Now, this set is a great set, but it's not the set without the car. We get, of course, our Porsche here, our Porsche Hurican STo. All the printing on here, these are all stickers. So full sticker here, full stickers here. There is a little bit of discoloration between the sticker and the actual tile, but not too much. You have to kind of get up close to see it. We get stickers up here for the STO. We get, of course, sticker on the back for the STO here. Mould King, again, branding themselves. I will go ahead and tell you, this is a Speed Champion size car, where it's essentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 studs wide. You can always check it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 studs wide for this car. But there is some sizing problems inside. Now, they did attempt to kind of make these gull wing style doors, which I thought was kind of cool, but it doesn't really open up to anything. Like if you put this here, you can have that there, but it, like I said, it doesn't open up. It's just there for a bit of show. This feels more like a model than it does an actual plaything, even though you do have like rolling wheels and designs that you think would be good for a minifig. One thing, a minifig will not fit in there. We tried earlier. The interior of this is actually fairly well built. It's nice, but on either side there's not enough room for a minifig to sit in deep enough. Now the fig can sit in against the doors and all that, that's fine, but the head goes up to a point that it will not clear that window. Honestly, it should have been up probably one more set or one more stud high in order to make that work, or the dash should have been pushed back one stud back in order for the minifig to be able to squat and kind of fold down. As far as just having a car, if you want to have like a car somewhere in the city kind of parked, this sort of thing works well, and the actual build itself works well with just adding some scenery to any sort of city. I would definitely recommend this. All in all, this is not a bad build. It looks really cool in the long run. If you just like Porsches and you're like, I just want to display it like this as a desktop piece somewhere or to put on a shelf, this works incredibly well. The Wasteland build I really enjoyed. I see, some great parts that can be built out of this, and it is fully wraparound. So if you were to put minifigs in there and stuff like that, I mean, they are closed up as well in the back. This is in my opinion, a really cool build. Now, I did get this off of Amazon. I believe I have my link down there in the show notes, so that way if you're wanting to get it, you can get it from my listing that I have. I get a small commission. That commission does help out the channel quite a bit, so it's like one of those that if you can, please do. I appreciate any and all of the love I can get, and those commission things do add up after a while. Kind of help either pay for models or help pay for some of the services that I have here to keep this channel up and running. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe. Hit that bell for notification. Be alerted anything comes from me to you. Like this video. It helps you to know that you're liking what I'm making. And comment down below. What part of this do you think is a really good build? Do you think this is something that you would have in your Lego city? Do you like the Hurican STO? Is this something that you would build color-wise? Do you think it should have been purple? Do you think you might have gone with more of the classic red? You know, I say, you know, here's the thing. I say, yeah, I believe it's a Porsche. So with that being said, I thank you all for showing up. I do really appreciate you all coming check out the channel, and hopefully this review is going to help you on deciding on whether or not you want to purchase this down the road. All these videos are meant for that, to kind of help you in your decision making as a brick builder and a toy collector. And yeah, I'll be doing some more toy stuff as well. Hey, I thank you all so much. I love you all. Jesus loves you more. There's nothing you can do about it. Luck with the build, and happy brick hunting.